News Talk 1480 WHBC presents the High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. For price, service, and even more selection, come on down to Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. The University of Akron. Come visit us. Discover the Akron advantage for yourself. Diebold, a proud supporter of Stark County student athletes. Subway, eat fresh every day. And Terry's Tire Town. One price does it all.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to week number 4 of the high school football season. It's the News Talk 1480 WHBC High School Game of the Week. And tonight we are at Memorial Stadium in North Canton, where the Hoover Vikings will tangle with the McKinley Bulldogs. I'm Dave Sheets, along with the coach, Ed Glass, and sideline reporter Dan Belford, bringing you tonight's game on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Coach Glass, you have a McKinley Bulldog team looking for their first win and a Hoover team coming off a loss last week. What can we expect from these two teams?
I think both of them are going to really get after it because they want to rebound from last week's loss. But McKinley lost in the first Federal League game that they had. Hoover lost a traditional match with Louisville, and both of them want to rebound tonight. You're going to see McKinley in a pro I. They're going to also run some wing T stuff. They'll be in a shotgun. Defensively, they'll be in a 4-3 with about 3 different secondary coverages, and they're going to try to stuff up Hoover's running and passing game. Hoover, on the other hand, will be in a 5-3 defense, which is traditionally strong against the run, and will try to force McKinley to throw the ball, which evidently they haven't been throwing the ball very well. At that point, too, Hoover will run from their pro I, a shotgun, also some spread offense, and they will try to throw the ball more than what McKinley does, I think. But it ought to be a great football game. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thanks, Coach. Dan, every week there's outstanding individual talent on these fields in and around Stark County. How about some of the stars for tonight?
Well, in our first look at Hoover this year, but Ed and I have covered these games the last few years. We're seeing a lot of the same faces we've seen over the past few years. It starts with Matt Wakulczyk on the receiving end. He has just been an outstanding kid since he was a sophomore. He is a go-to guy in this offense. Great hands, runs great routes. He can get you short, and if you lay off him or come up on him a little too much, he can beat you long. Jared Wackerly has been a steady kid at quarterback this year. 8 touchdowns. He's thrown 3 picks. A big one last week that kind of turned the table on him in the second half, but he is Mr. Consistency and has been. He's thrown for about a 55% completion clip. I think the kid you got to watch tonight, if they do come out and they throw a lot tonight to test this McKinley secondary, is Kevin Dahl. He's the tight end, and if you focus a little too much on Wakulczyk, this is a kid that can hurt you big time. He scored 2 touchdowns last week. One went for 58 yards against Louisville, and Eric Howard is the guy who can make a difference with 1 touch in this game. He's busted one off for 66 yards this year. He's rushed for almost 400 and is a leading scorer on this team with 5 touchdowns. Over on the defensive side, some nice people. You got Dahl at linebacker. He's a great anchor in that linebacking position, but you have Tischler on the defensive end side. You also have James Georgiades on the defensive line also, and these guys are stellar guys up front, and they mix it up very well. Quarterback situation tonight for McKinley, we're going with a change in the guard. James Jordan, he saw some action last week, but I think Coach Cross is looking at, well, if we're not going to throw real well, let's at least put an athletic kid back there, or if the passing game breaks down, this kid can tuck it and go. I think what Brian's looking for tonight from his team is backs hitting the hole a lot quicker. He'd like to see Christian Griffin run well between the tackles. He'd like to say Montero Williams do something on the outside, and maybe Derek Gordon also. We know they're strong in the secondary. They will be tested tonight. Mingo and Derek Gordon back there will be tested pretty handily because Donnie Hertler is not afraid to put it up, and he'll come out early and test you. McKinley trying to rebound. Hoover a little more on the plus side offensively trying to rebound tonight. Should be a great game.
All right, it's a Federal League showdown here tonight at Memorial Stadium in North Canton. The McKinley Bulldogs and the Hoover Vikings will have the kickoff coming up after this.
This local sports program on WIVM and WIVN is presented in part by The Health Plan, here for you in your hometown.
The High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Diebold, While ATMs and security products are what we're known for, we're also dedicated to supporting educational opportunities for those in our community. Diebold wishes all area students the best of luck during this fall sports season.
What's waiting for you at the University of Akron? It's energy, excellence, and opportunity. The University of Akron continues to set the standard for excellence in student success, a new gold standard in higher education. It's an exceptional faculty, excellent academic programs, world-class research, state-of-the-art technology, and a vibrant campus life with brand new facilities. The University of Akron, energy, excellence, and opportunity. Lots of opportunity.
The Flayden Eye and LASIK Center. Clearly, it's time to go without glasses. Clearly, it's time to wake up to better vision. Clearly, it's time to call the Flayden Eye and LASIK Center. With thousands of satisfied patients, the Flayden Eye and LASIK Center is the clear choice for LASIK eye surgery.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, at Memorial Stadium in North Canton, moments away from the kickoff of tonight's Federal League showdown, the Hoover Vikings and the McKinley Bulldogs. Dave Sheets, Ed Glass, and Dan Belford joining you tonight. Denny Kincaid providing the stats for us. There you see the Bulldogs coming out of the locker room. They'll be in the visiting white tonight, and Hoover in the all-black. Hoover coming off a loss last week to Louisville and McKinley. Of course, the one game they had to forfeit. 2 losses, including the loss last week to the Lake Blue Streaks, and both teams opener in the Federal League for those squads. And Ed, what do you feel is McKinley's mental standpoint heading into this game tonight?
I don't know, Dave. I think that, you know, yes, they have a drive to get to win. You know, I mean, they have to win this ball game if they're going to have any kind of season at all, and that's obviously in the back of their mind. Whether they have the talent and ability to win this ball game, I don't know that either. I mean, it's going to be, they're all over the Federal League and really all over Northeast Ohio. The 4th game of the year, and I've talked about this other weeks, is this is a defining ball game. Now they know what they've got. You know, up until now, coaches and nobody knew what the heck was going on. They didn't know what kind of team they had. Now they know what they've got, and at this point, these are defining football games of what's going to happen in the 6 weeks after this. And I think both teams have a big desire to win this football game because it sets them forward into the last 6 games, which are all Federal League games. Well, McKinley isn't because they wind up with Massillon, but for Hoover's sake, it's all Federal League from here on out, and they have to win this. They have to win these games.
All right, McKinley did win the toss, but they deferred to the second half, so the Bulldogs will be kicking off, and Hoover will be deep to return. Tonight's kickoff is brought to you by the Health Plan, here for you in your hometown. And we welcome the folks at the Health Plan joining our sponsor list tonight. We appreciate their support of our News Talk 1480 WHBC Game of the Week. Kickoff underway. And it is Wakulchik, that's right, looking for some running room out across the 25 and out near the 28-yard line there. The Hoover Vikings will start 1st and 10. Tonight's officials, the referee is Danny Kleckner, the umpire is Jim Palmer, linesman Steve Broderick, field judge Eric Ulrich, and the back judge is Darren Flaherty. So here we go, 1st and 10. Hoover led on offense by quarterback Jared Wackerly. He'll wear number 7. The fullback is Mitch Rose, tailback Eric Howard. They'll come out in their traditional I formation on 1st and 10. Man in motion, they're going to give it to Howard. Struggles for some running room, picks up about 2 out near the 30.
Power off tackle. Pulled the backside guard through the hole. Offensively for Hoover, Wackerly at quarterback, Rose and Howard in the backfield, Nettleton and Wakulchik at wideouts, and Drame at tight end. Also, you'll see Dahl at tight end. Nusaba, Boyle, Huth, Moore, and Georgiades up front.
All right, they're going to give Howard about 2, so it's 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
And spread now, 5 wideouts.
Wackerly
McKinley
all by himself, tosses. Wakulchik makes the catch across the 35 to the 37. He's going to be short of a first down by about 2 yards.
McKinley in man-to-man coverage that time against the 5 wideouts, and they blitz both linebackers to put pressure on Wackerly. Wackerly responded well with a short hook route to Wakulchik.
It's a good look at Matt Wakulchik.
Wackerly got the ball out of there right away when those linebackers came ripping up the pipe.
We're going to have a 3rd down and a long 2 now for the Vikings as they operate at their 37. Again, the I formation. Man in motion. Give to Howard. Howard has the 1st down and more.
Eric Howard.
As he'll power out to about the 44. That's a 1st down for the Vikings.
Eric Howard is a sophomore, 5'10", 205, and has good leg strength. Defensively for the Bulldogs, we've got Whitehead, Gatlin, Isaac Gatlin, Isaiah Gatlin at the tackles, Smith as defensive end in their 4-3, O'Neill, Angeloni, Hall are the linebackers. In the secondary, Mingo, Curtis, Gordon, and O'Neill.
So the Vikings get their initial 1st down of the ball game, and they start 1st and 10 at their 44. Wackerly again to Howard. Howard with a hole, and he gets 5, maybe 6 on that carry.
Again, power off tackle, just mashed the ball in there.
Eric Howard pushes forward to about midfield.
Pulling that backside guard through the hole.
Along with number 24, Stephon Johnson, the linebacker.
66, Nisaba coming around the horn there and trying to pick up a defender.
Isaiah Gatlin in on the stop for McKinley that time, along with Mingo. We want everybody to remember that tonight we'll have the Time Warner Player of the Game at the end of tonight's contest. It'll be announced, and each player of the game receives a commemorative jacket from Time Warner. Again, Time Warner, the power of you, proud sponsor of the Player of the Game. 2nd down and 4 now for the Vikings right at midfield. It's going to be Howard again, left side. Hit at the line, powering ahead to the 46. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Again, he was hit but carried a defender with him. Angeloni, the linebacker, hanging on that time.
As I said, Howard has good leg strength. Only a 10th grader, but again, they're mashing that ball off tackle. Mitch Rose is a fullback making a kick out block, and he's the guy that got hurt last year and really hurt Hoover's offense because he was out most of the season.
All right.
Key lead blocker for him.
Hoover facing a 3rd down and 1 at the Bulldog 46. Man in motion. Here comes Howard again. 1st down, spins, breaks a couple of tackles, and inside the McKinley 35 to near the 34. That is another 1st down Hoover.
Hoover going to 2 tight ends, which forces McKinley's weak side outside linebacker to come up on the line of scrimmage and play defensive end to cover that extra tight end. And Hoover's taking advantage of that situation by running power football right at that weak side linebacker.
And Coach, do you see any reason to get away from it and if they can't
not so
stop
far,
you?
Not averaging 5 and 6 yards a carry. They're not in a slot now. No, take it back. They're in a unbalanced line, I think.
They'll give it to Howard again. Howard breaks another tackle, and he'll only get a yard this time. Coming up on defense, the linebacker James Hall for the Bulldogs to make the stop.
James Hall and Derek Gordon on the stop.
And 3 linemen to the left. I swear the wide receiver on the far right was off of the line of scrimmage.
Well, Sean Whitehead kind of broke that up.
Doesn't matter as long as they're running the ball.
Yeah. Whitehead broke that up. He got some penetration in the backfield.
6 for 33 so far for Eric Howard.
All right, 2nd and a long 9 for the Vikings.
2 tight ends again. They're going to throw it.
Wackerly going to throw, gets rid of it, incomplete, and a little mix-up out there with Kolchik. And that ball could have been intercepted.
Well, I think he threw it away. I don't think he actually thought he was going to complete this. They had 2 tight ends, and they had a guy in the flat and a guy running a corner route behind him. And Wackerly held on to the football because I don't think either one of them was open, and I think that ball was a throwaway.
Mydell Smith coming in from his defensive end spot to put pressure on Wackerly there at the end of the play. So it's 3rd down and 9. And the McKinley faithful below us trying to make some noise to fire up their defense. And it's going to be on a draw play to Howard. Howard inside the 32 near the 28, but he's going to be far short of the 1st down, and it's going to bring up a 4th down now for Hoover.
Tailback draw.
Coach, the wind is picked up here Talk about that in a minute.
But it's blowing across the stadium. They had to double flanker a tight end to the right side, and he ran the draw play to the tailback up the pipe. He's about, what, 2 yards short.
Well, here comes Hoover.
Shotgun.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 2. You can see the wind blowing the flag there. Wackerly back, has good protection. He throws, it's caught, and it's a first down for the Vikings, and they're down inside the McKinley 15.
Dan Nettleton on the catch. Let's run a little hook route. Again, 5 wideouts. McKinley in man-to-man.
Well, that time Wackerly had a lot of time to get rid of that ball.
He had trips to the right that took the middle slot and hooked him up, and ran the other slot, Eric Howard, the tailback, on a flatten up down the sideline.
So Hoover converts on the 4th down play, and now they operate 1st and 10 at the McKinley 15. They'll send Beck in motion, toss it to Howard, and McKinley is going to wrap him up for a loss.
We diagnosed that real well. A little toss sweep into the sideline. Isaiah Gatlin right in there real quick, making that hit. Here's the toss. Gatlin comes off the block of the guard, penetrates upfield, and causes Howard immense problems.
And Smith was there to help out.
Said hello.
Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. Hoover's initial possession. They've had it the entire first quarter so far. 2nd down and 12. Wackerly going to look left side, throwing towards the end zone. Knocked down, and there's a flag. Pretty good coverage that time out there on Nettleton, but the defender.
Well, that flag could go either way.
Gordon, yeah, they were really battling.
Yeah, they were really battling for position. That flag could go either direction.
Looked like pretty good coverage by Gordon, and they're going to call
defensive interference.
Yep.
Be an automatic first down. Half the distance. You watch him out here. Again, they get the tailback fake, and he's going to try to hit split end on a corner route. Corner of the end zone, and they were both pushing and shoving before that.
Some pretty good hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, it was a hand-to-hand combat like you see in the NFL.
Coming right at you. Stops the clock, 5:50 to go here in the first quarter.
First and goal, Vikings, ball on the 7-yard line.
All right, here we go, and now another flag comes in. Can't be too much time or delay a game.
No, somebody must have lined up in the neutral zone. Put their helmet out over the football. Yeah, defensively. Offside penalty.
That'll go against the Bulldogs.
When you line up with your head up out over the football in the neutral zone, that's an automatic flag right now.
And that puts it at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for the Vikings.
Coach Cross upset with that call. Actually, his kid didn't have a chance to get back, but there's no getting back in high school football. Once you're in the neutral zone, you're dead.
I formation, they'll give it to Howard straight ahead, and touchdown, Hoover.
Very impressive drive by the Hoover Vikings, just basically running the ball and throwing it for first downs occasionally, but mostly power football down the football field.
5:46 to go here in the first quarter, and the Vikings draw first blood.
Again, this is a power off tackle play.
Let's see this again on the Big Play Replay, brought to you by the University of Akron. Discover the Akron advantage for yourself. Coach?
Mitch Rose kicking out on the fullback, backside guard pulling through the hole. Nusaba.
Kolchik with the extra point on the way, and it is good. A knuckleballer goes through, and it is now the Hoover Vikings 7, the McKinley Bulldogs nothing. There you see it on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. We're back after this timeout.
Staley Technologies, your total communications provider. Visit them at staleytech.com. Staley Technologies, your Motorola authorized two-way radio dealer.
Athens Restaurant on the corner of 9th and Harrison Avenue Southwest in Canton serves food fast no matter how long it takes. Service with attitude and food to match. Athens Restaurant. Go Pups. Opa!
If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. News Talk 1480 WHBC. The Morning Team. Fred Chenevy and Pam Cook. Steve Luke with your local news. Sam Berkwood with your sports. News Talk 1480 WHBC with the best in sports. The Buckeyes, Browns, Cavs, Indians, and high school sports. Your home for Ron Ponder, Dennis Miller, and Brady Russell. Nobody serves Stark County better. News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Aces Menswear. Trying to find a distinctive look? Look no further than Aces Menswear. Tailored suits for all ages. Find your look at Aces.
We are back at Memorial Stadium in North Canton. There you see it on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. The Hoover Vikings 7 and the McKinley Bulldogs nothing. It was Hoover going 68 yards in 12 plays. Took him 5.5 minutes. Harward a 4-yard touchdown run. And this kickoff brought to you by the Health Plan, here for you in your hometown. And the kickoff out of the back of the end zone by Wakulczyk.
No, Kevin Dahl hit that.
Oh, did he?
Yep, number 6.
I apologize. So McKinley will start at their 1st and 10 on the 20.
That was some kick. Offensively for McKinley, Jordan Evans, a quarterback, Smith and Griffin, fullback, tailback. Flankers, Brown, split end, Curtis, tight end, Angeloni. Up front, Thomas, Sewell, Lennon, Whited, and Bacorn.
All right, Evans, the quarterback, leads the Bulldogs out on 1st and 10 at their 20. They'll give it to the tailback, and not much running room at all.
Big hit there by Tim Hartzell, outside linebacker.
Let's visit with Dan Belford down the sideline, brought to you by Terry's Tire Town, where one price does it all. Dan.
Hey, thanks, David. Thanks, Coach. Coach Cross really working the officials down here on 2 things. He thought at the best the interference call should have been a no call because, as you had mentioned, Coach, both players pretty much grabbing and shoving each other for about 5 to 8 yards till they got down to the end zone area. On the offsides in the neutral zone, Coach Cross challenged it, saying, "What are you seeing there?" And he said, "Well, I've given your kids 4 warnings." And he said, "You gave my guys 4 warnings offsides." He said that's pretty difficult for him to believe. What he's telling these guys right now, though, is get by this stuff. What they need to do, they have scored 1 touchdown in the last 8 quarters. It is so important to come out this initial drive tonight and at least get some kind of confidence at the line of scrimmage, get the backs hitting the holes quick, and try to get some points on the board. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Dan. Was that you on the scoreboard, on the monitor there? Look at that picture.
My goodness.
That is
Dan Belford. Back in the day.
Oh, that's a beauty. How about those sideburns? All right, McKinley now faced with a 3rd down and a long 10. And they're going to run the ball. It's Gordon looking for some running room, struggling as he crosses the 20 to about the 23. It's going to bring up 4th and long for the Bulldogs, and they'll have to punt on their first possession.
Tough to run that ball between the tackles against that 5-3. It's an 8-man front. Real difficult job.
Here's that replay.
This is a draw play to the tailback, a lead draw, because the fullback goes up and tries to block the Mike linebacker, which he does, but there's too many other black shirts there.
Jared Shepard on to punt for the Bulldogs, standing inside his 10. Good snap, no pressure, gets it away, low kick. Going to hit the 45. Wakulczyk will let it go, and the Hoover Vikings are going to have excellent field position at their own 48-yard line. We're going to take a timeout. There's our score on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. Hoover 7, McKinley nothing. We're back after this.
Welcome to downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. How can we help you?
We are looking for a new vehicle.
We have a budget and a list of must-haves.
Let's have a seat and we'll review them.
When you visit downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury, it's about your needs, not ours. Visit downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury and we'll prove it. Your needs are important to us.
The High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Home Appliance Company. Selection you want at the prices you need. Don't get lost in a big box. Home Appliance Company, your hometown store. 406 North Erie Street in Massillon. Herb's Transmission has been family owned and operated since 1955. Herb's would like you to remember not all transmissions require an overhaul. Call 488-2077 for more information or visit them on the web at herbstransmission.com.
Nearly 4 minutes left here in the first quarter of play. There you see the score on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. North Canton 7 and McKinley nothing.
Offset eye.
Hoover on their second possession here in the quarter. Pass down the middle, wide open, but he overthrows his intended receiver.
That's Dahl. Kevin Dahl releasing from his tight end spot. And again, that's the second week in a row we've seen tight ends break wide open down the middle on a similar pass pattern and slow down.
He was wide open.
I think the ball was overthrown too. I think it was 2 errors. One, the receiver slowed down. The other, the ball was about 1.5 yards too high.
Moments ago, you saw Don Hurtler pacing the Hoover sideline there. He wanted to hit that one.
Oh yeah, going for all the marbles there. That short punt was like a turnover.
High formation again, and here comes Howard. Howard through the initial line of scrimmage and more. 45 to near the 43-yard line.
Great lead block by Mitch Rose, the fullback on the outside linebacker of McKinley. Open the crease.
Jamon McClain and Anthony Snell on the stop.
Keep a look at 47 right here, going up into the line. He gets the block on the linebacker. That springs Eric Howard through into the secondary.
Third down and 3 coming up now for Hoover at the McKinley 43. High formation, receivers to the right.
Straight eye this time.
They're going to give it to Howard again, and this time he is met in the backfield. I wasn't so sure if the ball didn't pop out, but he held on to it.
No, I think it was the inside zone play when he was looking to cut it back, and the backside of McKinley's defense just ate him alive. Yeah, it's the inside zone. He's supposed to cut this back to his left. You can see starting to, and backside end just ate him up.
That was Smith in there for the Bulldogs. Nice play. All right, punt formation. McCulchick. High kick. Going to hit and take a bounce into the end zone.
He tried to angle that to the sideline, but that crosswind kept the ball in bounds, and eventually it hit and went into the end zone.
All right, we want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by the CVB. The Ohio High School Football State Football Championships will once again be in Stark County at Fawcett Stadium and Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Order your tickets now by calling 330-458-2084. Again, thanks to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. First down and 10, McKinley with their second possession of the ball here in the first quarter. 2:15 to go. Hoover leads 7-0.
Hoover staying in there 5-3. It's like 3 deep zone.
Evans fakes the handoff. He's going to throw. It's tipped, and it is tipped again.
Caught.
And intercepted. And that interception made by Mitch Rose. That's right, the linebacker.
Told you he got hurt last year and didn't play most of the season, and it really bothered him. It's a stalwart offensively and defensively.
You have a young quarterback who comes out there and throws an interception.
Well, they're trying to attack the 5-3 defense in the flat, which is what they should do, but ball's thrown slightly behind, and Rose had great coverage and good concentration to make the interception.
So the Vikings are knocking on the door again at the Bulldog 10. Offset eye this time, Coach.
Yep, to the left.
Wackerly going to look to the left, feeling some pressure, now runs up the middle, breaks one tackle, and he is level.
A lot of hitting going on out there.
Nice tackle by Angeloni, the linebacker, I think.
Yeah, two-way performer for the Bulldogs tight end, Mike linebacker. Really unloaded on Wackerly that time. Play action fake. Cut that he wanted wasn't there, trying to hit the split end on a corner route.
And here comes Angeloni, just about.
Bang. Well, he slipped a little too. That added to it.
Yep.
Tried to do a little baseball slide at the last second when he saw him.
All right.
Two tight ends.
Second down, and the give to Howard. Howard powers to the 6. Pretty good defense that time. McKinley trying to keep the Vikings out of the end zone.
McKinley stiffening the defense here. A little more hitting, a little more getting after it.
All right, that's going to bring up third down and goal at the 6. Don Hurtler getting his play into the game.
He's trying to get the right package of people into the huddle with the play he wants to run.
Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Hoover with a 7-0 lead, looking for more, and I think they're going to be forced
they're going to get too much time unless they take time out.
They're going to take a timeout right here.
Too long in the huddle. Trying to get the right people on the field.
Timeout, Hoover. Mark Canton, timeout.
We want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by the University of Akron. It's one of the nation's best Midwestern universities. That's according to a new report just published by the Princeton Review. Visit the campus and discover the Akron advantage for yourself, the University of Akron.
Enjoy your meal at Applebee's.
Don't forget, the Cleveland Browns are on News Talk 1480 WHBC. The Browns take on the Bengals this Sunday at 11:30. Listen for all the action on our sister station this weekend, Mix 94.1. Pre-game coverage begins at 11:30, kickoff at 1 o'clock as the Browns take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And let's hope they have a little better showing than last week. And don't forget, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes all season long. The Buckeyes are on the West Coast against the Washington Huskies. Saturday pregame at 2:30, kickoff at 3:30. It's Ohio State and Washington in college football action on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Shotgun.
Third down and goal to 6. Wackerly looks, throws, and
caught.
No,
ruled it down.
I think that was Wakulchik, but they're going to rule the pass incomplete.
It's going to be a field goal try now.
Okay, we're going to say that was Beck. Let's let you make the call at home.
Wackley had the guy in the flat wide open and chose to ignore him, tried to hit Beck at the back corner of the end zone, and the official ruled it incomplete.
Popped out there when he rolled over. All right, this is Wakulchik with the field goal try. It looks to be a 24-yard attempt. Snap back, kick on the way, and it is good.
Lots of leg, lots of leg.
So with 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter, it's Hoover 10 and McKinley nothing.
Good job by the McKinley defense that time, keeping the Vikings out of the end zone.
There you see on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard, Hoover 10 and McKinley nothing. Don't forget, News Talk 1480 WHBC is your home for the Cleveland Indians. The Tribe facing another full week of action, trying to hang on to that American League Central Division crown. They'll take on the Kansas City Royals all this weekend. And then next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the second place Detroit Tigers are in town at the Jake to take on our Cleveland Indians. Catch all the action on News Talk 1480 WHBC. And speaking of next week, the News Talk 1480 WHBC Game of the Week next Friday night will be from Lake as the Blue Streaks tangle with the Jackson Polar Bears. Our first look at Jackson in the 2007 season under their new head coach, Tom McDaniels. All right, the kickoff brought to you by the Health Plan, here for you in your hometown.
Another end zone shot by Dahl.
No chance of a return that time, so McKinley sets up once again, 1st and 10 at their own 20, and they trail it 10-0. All right, that last drive, Hoover did go 10 yards after that interception.
Defensively for Hoover, Tischler, Georgiadis, Zimmerman, Moore, and Kohler up front in their 5-3. The linebackers are Hartzell, Dahl, and Rose. And the secondary, Meek, McQuiston, and Wakulchik.
All right, 1st and 10, and McKinley is going to get a motion penalty. Looked like the tight end may have jumped offside early. McKinley facing their 3rd penalty here in the first quarter. I want to mention again that last drive they go 10 yards on 4 plays and the 23-yard field goal by Matt Wakulchik. All right, so McKinley now faced with a 1st and 15. I believe Gardner is checked in at tailback now for the Pups. Evans, the quarterback, making his first career start. They're going to give it to Gardner, looking for running room, and he's got some room. Breaks it outside across the 20 to out near the 22.
Inside zone play again. Design cutback.
Broke a couple tackles that time.
Gardner takes it to the right side and then cuts it back to the left. That's the way it's designed. And they get the crease.
A couple of interesting matchups this weekend besides ours here tonight, and we know you're watching on replay, but we can tell you in the first quarter, Northwest leads Louisville 7-0. Perry has a 7-0 lead over Lake. Massillon and Youngstown Ursuline tonight in Massillon. 3 minutes to go, first quarter, no score. And that is the end of our first quarter here at Memorial Stadium in North Canton, where it's the Hoover Vikings 10 and the McKinley Bulldogs nothing on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. We're back with the second quarter after this timeout.
Drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
The high school game of the week is brought to you by Carrabba's. Carrabba's Italian Grill is a proud supporter of Stark County football. Please visit us at 6560 Strip Avenue in Canton.
Canton, Stark County, America's playing field.
We're back, and there you see our score on the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. Hoover 10, McKinley nothing. McKinley with a 2nd down and 9. Evans going to keep, and he is going to be dropped in the backfield by Dahl. And that'll lose 5, maybe 6 yards.
Dahl's the Mike linebacker, and that 5-3 keyed right on the quarterback. They tried that little zone option type stuff that they do out of the shotgun. Everybody does this these days. It's the counter gap play, quarterback counter. They pull the left guard and left tackle to the right side, but Dahl just penetrated behind the 2 pullers, hit it in the backfield.
Greg Tischler, the defensive end, number 22 for Hoover, also in there to get in Evans' way. All right, now 3rd down, and we'll call it 12 yards to go for the Bulldogs. 3rd and long. Evans back to pass, being chased. Now he's looking for running room, and he'll be brought down as he crosses the 20 to the 21.
Tackle made by Georgiadis.
Yep, it'll bring up 4th and 9.
Dahl forced him to change direction, and Georgiadis cleaned him up from the backside. Vikings in a 4-3 now because of the long yardage situation. 4 deep secondary. See 55 come out of here on the run. Dahl causes him to change direction, and Georgiadis cleans it up.
All right, McKinley to punt. It'll be Shepard. Double safeties back for the Vikings. No pressure. Again, setting up the return. Pretty good kick. Wakalchek at the 50. Sidesteps one man. On the return to the McKinley 43.
Great field position for the Vikings.
And we want to let you know tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Diebold. While ATMs and security products are what we're known for, we're also dedicated to supporting educational opportunities for those in our community. Diebold wishes all area students the best of luck during this fall sports season. And our thanks to Diebold. All right, an injured McKinley Bulldog down, and that is Derek Gordon.
Wow.
That would be a huge loss for the Bulldogs. Kind of got tangled up there in the punt return. All right, while they attend to Derek Gordon, we're going to take a break with 10:28 to go here in the first half. On the downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard, our score, North Canton 10 and McKinley nothing. We're back in a moment.
Welcome to downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury. How can we help you?
We are looking for a new vehicle.
We have a budget and a list of must-haves.
Let's have a seat and we'll review them.
When you visit Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury, it's about your needs, not ours. Visit Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury and we'll prove it. Your needs are important to us.
Walsh University. Championship athletics are a tradition at Walsh University. Check out our new facilities for football, soccer, track, and tennis.
We're back at Memorial Stadium in North Canton on the Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury scoreboard. Hoover 10, McKinley nothing. There you see Derek Gordon of the Bulldogs being helped off the field.
Maybe an ankle, I don't know.
Started at tailback tonight, also in the defensive backfield for the Bulldogs, and he will be missed. Let's hope it's not too serious.
They got McLean in there now, a sophomore.
Here comes Howard on the sweep.
Nice play.
And they stop that one.
Tremaine O'Neal, great play.
Good pursuit by the McKinley defense that time, and you mentioned O'Neal came up to make the initial stop. Brandon Mingo in there as well.
Went on a sweep here, trying to get outside. And O'Neal just penetrates and makes the hit. Gets a bunch of people cleaning up after that.
Loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11 now for the Vikings. Shotgun, and now Wackerly signals for another timeout. Stops the clock, 9:49 to go here in our first half. Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by your friends at Downtown Ford Lincoln Mercury, home of the 10-minute quick lube and used car factory. Visit them on the web for a look at their new and used vehicle inventory at downtownford.com. Don't forget, we want to remind you at the conclusion of tonight's game, we will be presenting the Time Warner Player of the Game. Time Warner, the power of you, proud sponsor of our Player of the Game. The player will be announced at the end of tonight's contest. Each player will receive a commemorative jacket courtesy of Time Warner. Well, Coach McKinley has to do something here defensively. They have to make a play here and gain some
defensively,
momentum.
they've picked it up. Offensively is where they can't move the football. Shotgun by Hoover.
All right, we're going to do the end around. McCulcheck trying to get outside, breaks one tackle. The McKinley faithful are screaming for a clip, and I'm not so sure there should have been one.
It was in the backfield, and it was from the side. Has to do with the officials' angle. Here we go, the ball to Howard, and then hand it off or pitch to Wakolchek.
Right there.
Right there is questionable. Yep.